Hi guys, Mulos here, Mulonda from Zambia. So today's video I'm going to talk about YouTube monetization while African, or getting your channel monetized in Africa. The advice is also going to apply for people around the world as well. And just to show that I'm not just talking theory and all, I'll show my analytics. Okay, so this is my YouTube analytics. My channel has been monetized from July 2020, and in that time, from the time of inception, my channel has racked up 1.4 million views. Okay, to be specific, 1,373,701 views so far. Total watch time 40,000 hours, and I've got 6,700 subscribers. And from July 2020 to this is May 2022, I have earned and received about $5,627 worth of YouTube ad revenue. So all the information I'm going to share in this video, it's basically lived experiences. My channel has grown organically, and I'm just going to share my tips, tricks, hacks, and views and opinions on getting YouTube monetized while African, person in the global south, and all. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about, I get asked a lot, is that I've made videos where I've shared my YouTube monetization journey and what exactly is needed to get monetized while Zambian, African, a person from the global south. And even in those videos, a lot of times people will come back and ask me, some actually doubt what I'm saying. They don't believe what I'm saying despite me sharing all the analytics, all the data and all. One, you can get monetized in most countries of the world. A lot of exceptions do exist. Countries which are sanctioned like Iran, Russia, countries where YouTube is excluded and they can't run ads like China. So depending on which country you're in the world, most of the countries you can get monetized. Sometimes it will not show on when you Google the information, when you go and Google the information, it won't show that your country is actually allowed to be monetized, or channels from that country can be monetized. So if you Google Zambia and YouTube monetization, you get a lot of conflicting information. The simple reason for that is for there to be information existing in blogs, websites, podcasts, YouTube videos and all, someone needs to have made that content and uploaded it on the internet and made it searchable. So if any monetized YouTuber in Zambia has not made a blog post, put it on a website or any other content to explain the processes and to say yes, this can be done, you won't find that information and you will assume that your country cannot get monetized. But in my YouTube journey, I have seen that there are plenty Zambian monetized channels, there are plenty Nigerian monetized channels, and there are basically plenty African monetized channels. Now, another thing which is there is that there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and just plain right contradictory or conflicting information. So last year, YouTube stopped monetizing views in Zambia. So any Zambian watching YouTube videos, they will not be hit with those YouTube ads in most cases. So what that simply means is that if you are a Zambian YouTuber, a monetized Zambian YouTuber, your channel is still monetized. You can still get monetized, but you won't get any ad revenue from people watching your videos in or from Zambia. So those are separate things, YouTube monetization and video monetization. So you can be monetized in Zambia, but you won't get any monetization from the views of people watching in or from Zambia. Now, what happens with that is that you might get the wrong ideas and decide to ignore the Zambian audience and seek out the views from the countries where you're going to get monetization. That's a very, very big mistake, and I'll show you why when we go into my analytics. Okay, let's go into my analytics and I'll come back and share some of my theories on YouTube monetization. Okay, so we're going to start with research. Now, there's one YouTube video I watched some time back. I was trying to find out like what type of content should I be making. And this content creator said you need to make content that people are actively searching for. So you need to come here, there's this, that time research wasn't there, so she was recommending that you just go in the search box and you type a topic. And you're going to see what exactly people are searching for in that topic, and then you make content based on that. These are some of the things which are, if you type PayPal, these are some of the things which are being searched for. There's PayPal here, there's PayPal, this is an Asian language, I'm assuming. There's PayPal account, PayPal stock, you know, how to create a PayPal account, and all of these things. So if you are just going to be making content that you believe people want to see, what's going to happen is that your content is going to be competing with other content that the algorithm pushes above yours. So yours, because your channel is a smaller channel, is going to be relegated to the bottom, maybe page 99 or page 1000 of the search results. So I highly do not recommend you come here and search for what people want to view. I recommend you actually make content based on what your capabilities as a content creator. When it comes to PayPal, what challenges or problems do you face as an individual? What solutions do you have to that problem as an individual? And then you make that content like that. That's how I actually make my videos. I make my videos based on my personal experiences. Whenever I discover anything interesting about any payments platform that I use, if it's interesting enough, I'll be like, oh, let me just make a video. I don't actually know whether there's demand for that or not. But 99.99% of the times, I've been pleasantly shocked to find that there are a lot of people who do engage with my videos because they have been looking for that same thing which I have made. So as you make your content, don't just try to assume to know what the audience wants. Make content that you enjoy making, that you want to make, that you are conversant, competent, or capable of making. Otherwise, you're just going to be competing with bigger channels who have the reach and who are pushed higher on the algorithm scale. So try to avoid that trap of believing you will make content that people need. So now here we're going to come to reach. So reach basically shows your reach. Okay, so it's going to show you where where people are coming to your channel from. So in my case, 61.6% of the time it's a YouTube search. So my videos are not the most searchable. I really haven't optimized my search engine optimization and all that stuff. I just make videos. I enjoy making videos. I make videos. I try to put the tags that are relevant to me, and from that, still 61.6% of my traffic, that 1.4 million views, 61.6% have come to my channel based on my simple tags and how I label my video titles. The external, these are coming from other websites and also things like, I'm quite active on Twitter. That's where I usually share my links. And then I do have 1 or 2 blog posts where I do share my links. And then sometimes people just share these links themselves. Then there's direct or unknown and other YouTube features, suggested videos, and these others. So these are the main sources of my videos. In terms of impressions, my impressions were 215,000. Oh, let me just put this back in lifetime. Okay, so I've put it back on lifetime. So when I put it at lifetime, you'll see that the numbers haven't really changed that much. YouTube search 63.2%. So of that 1.4 million views, 63% of them have just gotten to my channel via YouTube search. So make your videos searchable, put the tags. Always think of your videos as an individual. If you were a person trying to find a video that you have made, whether it's cooking in Shima, fishing in Zambia, traveling, how would you actually search that? When you go to the Google search bar, how would you search? What would be the keywords that you put? What do you think would make you actually search out a video that you have made? Don't try to think like an algorithm. You are a human being, and there are over 7 or 8 billion people in this world, and out of that, what I've realized that there are usually dozens, hundreds, thousands, millions of people out there thinking the same as you. So you're not an algorithm, you're an individual. So try to work your way backwards. Like, how would you actually want to search these things out? And you probably will be racking in the search results. So 63%, that's over 800,000 people have searched my videos out and found my videos based on the way I've made my videos searchable. So here, external traffic on Google searches, 48.1%, WhatsApp 2.4%, Facebook 2%, Bing 1%, Twitter 0.9%. So this is the odd thing. I'm most active on Twitter, and this is like my list of them all. Very, very odd. Anyways. It also just show here some of traffic playlists. So I've got a number of playlists. There's my e-currency, Payoneer, Skrill, Neteller, PayPal, Web Money playlist. That's my most viewed. There's Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, and Tax Matters, my second. There's Yellow Card, my third, and the Zambia Banking Tips, Tricks, and Hacks, my next. So you see here that a lot of my most searched and most viewed content is that which relates to Zambia. So even though Zambian views are not monetized, Zambian audience is still one of my best audience. So without the Zambian audience, there would not be my channel. So here again, traffic sources, suggested videos. So these are my videos which are suggested and the proportion of them. My PayPal video gets about 11%. Second, another PayPal video, 9%. PayPal again 5%. My ZRA tip-in registration and ZRA, that's like 8%. So that's it for reach. Now we're going to get to engagement. So here on engagement, sometimes when you look at numbers, you know, when you look at numbers in like a computer, and you don't actually analyze your numbers, you'd actually think you're not doing so good. So here my average view duration is 1 minute 46 seconds. So when you look at this, you'll be like, oh my goodness, people are not watching your videos. But the reality is that the bulk of my videos are less than 3 minutes. So people are watching either 50%, 60%, 70% of. So people are actually watching between 50 to 70% of my total video. Maybe they're just skipping the outro part and all. My videos are really, really short and they get to the point. So when you look at this in a neutral eyes, you'd think that people are not watching my videos and it's all bad. But the reality is that my videos are short, so people are watching most of the actual videos. And here you'd see some of these. So here you get to see some of these other analytics. Then here you're seeing key moments for audience retention. So my videos on PACRA annual returns in 2022, that one people watch like 91% of the video. Instant paper withdrawal in Zambia, they watched about 71% of it. First thing using M-Pesa. Okay, this is odd. I just made this video in Kenya. They watch like 68% of it. So you're able to see which videos people are watching most of and which ones they're watching the least of. Then here you also have your top videos. So my top video is PayPal funds on hold, how to easily lift the hold. This is like a really, really short video. It's like 2 minutes and something seconds. Then here my playlist, it shows my top playlists. And again, on the payment platforms that I use and I talk about all those experiences, that's my most watched video. Yellow Card is my second most watched playlist. Tax issues, my third most. Using crypto in Africa, my fourth most. And Zambian banking tips, tricks, and hacks, it's my fifth most watched. We can try to view the others, but let's just keep it going. Then here are my top videos by end screen. So these are the videos where people actually reach the end, and these are the ones which are there. Now we're going to get to audience. So when we get to audience, here we're going to see videos growing my audience. You see here that it's going to rank them low to highest and all of that. We can just ignore that. Here it shows when your viewers are on YouTube. So guys, let's be very, very honest. We are human beings, we're not machines. You can set your videos to premiere automatically and all. You don't need to be awake while your audience is awake. You don't need to be asleep while your audience is asleep. Live your life, set your videos, upload your videos as and when you're comfortable doing so. So I'm in Zambia, Central Africa. So if my viewers in Asia would be asleep while I'm awake, and my viewers in America would probably be asleep while I'm awake. So, and then I'll be asleep while they're awake. So you can't really handle these things. Then here's subscriber bell notification. 16% of my subscribers have the notification turned on, and then 10% actually watch the videos when the notifications pop up. So watch time. Here's watch time from subscribers. My non-subscribers account for 96.2% of my views. So most of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe to my channel. I feel bad, but I mean, it is what it is. Even as an individual, always think of it as an individual. I don't subscribe to most of the channels that I watch religiously. There's such a thing as subscriber fatigue. At some point in time, you're going to have subscribed to 2,000 channels, and then you now start unsubscribing because it's too much. So I wish I had more subscribers, but anyway, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, subscribe. Anyways, I do understand when people don't subscribe. Yeah, I wish they could, but sometimes they don't. Then here on 3% or 4% of my views are from subscribers. Then here's the age and gender. So females, only 21% of my viewers are female. Then 78% are male. I really don't know. Maybe I need to go for some I need to start shaving more, cutting my hair more, become a bit more buff. I don't know, get a voice transplant, start speaking with a British accent, or I do believe a cup of tea in the morning is good and all that stuff. Maybe speak with an American accent, Australian accent, South African accent. I really don't know, but it's like the ladies are not feeling me, but it's okay. The bros, thanks for the support, bros. Anyways, so here also the metrics on my views. Most of my viewers are in the 18 to 24 demographics and the 25 to 34 demographics. Then there's also the 35 to 44 demographics. So the reason for this is that these are people who are going to be using all the payment platforms that I use. They're the ones who are the tech savvy crowd and the ones who are trying to manage their payments and all. Most of my videos are about payment platforms. Then we also come here to some of these other demographics. So here we're going to look at the top geographies. So my biggest viewing demographics are in the United States. So that's about almost 20% of my views come from the US. Then a significant number come from the Philippines, UK, South Africa. Okay, let me just click here. I'll come back to this, and when you click on see more. Then here, I don't actually put subtitles on most of my things. So most of my views, there are no subtitles. 13% watch with English subtitles, 0.1% with Arabic subtitles, Russian subtitles, and French subtitles. Now let's come back here to my demographics, my country. If we click on see more. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's look at my actual demographics and my actual numbers. Okay, so let's look at my views. So altogether 1,373,699 views. So if you look here, the bulk of my views have been from the US. That's 19% of my total views have been from the US. The average duration is there, and this is the percentage of total overall viewing hours. My second biggest viewing country is also my most important, my Zambian viewers. I love my Zambian viewers. People come and say, no, Zambians don't support their own and all that. It's a lie. Zambians support Zambian. They're just very, very shy and quiet about supporting their own. They watch Zambian YouTubers religiously. The only thing is that they don't actively subscribe, they don't actively like videos, and they don't actively leave comments, but they will watch. It's really, really funny. When I started making content with my blog posts, even my other website and blog site and my YouTube channel, I didn't know that people actually used to watch my videos. A lot of times I'll just be seeing on the analytics that Zambians are watching, the numbers were going up and up and up, but the subscribers were not. And I didn't know who exactly was watching my videos, who exactly was subscribing. Then sometimes you run into somebody you haven't seen in a long time, and while you're talking, one guy actually told me like, oh, that that blog post you did on the MTV TV, I cut down my DSTV subscription because I'm able to use that to watch some of the content I want to watch. And I was like shocked, like, okay. The other times I would meet some random people and then they'll tell me how my videos on crypto, my videos on tax issues, my videos on all sorts of things, we'll talk about that. And even some of my least watched videos, like on avocados and some of my other experimental gardening and farming. You just meet somebody randomly and then they ask me, how are your avocados doing? And then that video has only been watched by 20, 30 people, and then you're like, oh, you're one of those 30 people. So I continue to make my videos for the Zambian audience because my Zambian audience are actually the ones that drive my numbers and get my content out to people outside Zambia, like in the United States, in the Philippines, United Kingdom, South Africa, and all these other places. So if you are a content creator, try to create content for the people who can relate to your content the most, who are your countrymen and women. If you try to create content for people who you don't know their culture, you don't know what they actually want, you're basing your content creation on stereotypes, because the Americans here, to be very honest, I was only in America once for a layover overnight. I didn't even get to see anything about the country. Everything I know about America is stereotypes. America is a very, very diverse place. So I don't make my content for the American audience. I make it for the Zambian audience. And then the American people watch my videos, not because my videos are directed at them, but they watch my videos because me making content for my Zambian audience from a Zambian perspective, an honest Zambian perspective, gives them an insight into certain platforms that they wouldn't get from other people who make general American content. It's the same with the Philippines and all these other countries. Then now I'm also going to talk about something which I should have talked about later on in the video. Monetizing your YouTube channel. It's not all about YouTube monetization. A lot of these countries, like so my most important country when it comes to YouTube ad revenue is the United States, United Kingdom, South Africa. These are my most important countries in terms of YouTube ad revenue. But my outside YouTube ad revenue, I mean revenue that I derive from my YouTube channel, that is not YouTube ad related or Google AdSense related. Zambia, a lot of people do contact me for business from Zambia based on my videos. The same with the Philippines. I did not know a single thing about Filipino payment platforms and all, but I get random business inquiries from the Philippines, and money is money. I learned all about their payment platforms. I'm able to transact. South Africa, my other biggest one of my biggest markets is Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians actually contact me on issues with payment platforms, and they are willing and ready to pay for me helping them solve those issues. The same with India. I get an occasional few inquiries. Kenya, I do get a good number of inquiries. So South Africa, I also get inquiries, and I even made a trip to South Africa in October of 2021 to set up a non-resident bank account so that I could deal with those business inquiries from South Africa. Then in April 2022, I actually made a trip to Kenya, among other things for some work, and among other things to set up my M-Pesa and Airtel Money Kenya account so that I could actually deal with the business inquiries that I do get from Kenya. My most profitable and lucrative market for consultancy services has actually been Pakistan. This one I think took me by surprise. Every once in a while I do get random inquiries from Pakistan, and they do pay good money for consultancy. You also have other countries like United Arab Emirates, Jamaica. There was some random Jamaican musician who used to contact me, and I would help him sort out his payment issues. So you can see all these countries. Sometimes many of these countries, my non-YouTube monetization is actually really, really good, and it's possible that I have made more money from business inquiries from random people across the world than I have made from my actual YouTube ad revenue. Then another interesting metric is if you check out here the average view duration. So if you check here in the average view duration, you see here that Lesotho, the Lesotho people, a lovely country, I would really love to go there. They watch my videos the longest. So I have actually had some business inquiries from Lesotho, which did work out quite well. Uzbekistan, I've never gotten comments or anything from there, but they are the second country that watch my videos the longest. Tanzania, Madagascar, Congo DR, I have had 1 or 2 business inquiries from there, but Zambia, they watch, okay, they don't watch really long, but they do watch enough to keep my numbers going. Kenya, the same. So basically, you're able to see some of these numbers. Now we come to revenue. Okay, so we come to revenue. So you see here that the total revenue I've made over the period from July 2020 to we're currently in May 2022. The total amount I've been paid out and all is $5,627.43. My average, this is the RPM, means revenue per mile, which it tells you how much you earned per 1,000 views. So that's about $4.10 per 1,000 views on average. Then here the playback based CPM, clicks per mile. This basically tells you how much advertisers paid per 1,000 monetized playbacks. So you see that my metrics are a little bit on the higher side. And the reason for that is the type of content that I put out. It's technically specialized content. So people who are looking for solutions for payment issues like crypto, banking, PayPal, and all these e-currency platforms, they are willing to pay more money for ads than people who are checking out general viewing content and all. It was not by design. It's just that my hobbies and interests do fall on the fintech and financial side. That's how I ended up accidentally getting into the more lucrative side of YouTube monetization views. So here, let me just click on see more. So here you can see my YouTube monetization journey. So let me just switch this here to lifetime. So you can see here that one thing to note is that my channel has been reaching the YouTube monetization payout threshold from day one. My channel got monetized end of July, so I did not get paid for that month. I did not actually receive the payment, but for every other month since, from August 2020, you see that my ad revenue was actually going up from 173, it went to 200, 244, 267, 312, 280, 289, 354, 372, 366, 302, 343. So it's the journey has been up and down, and then currently it's now averaging above $150, or let me say $170. So it's technically down, but I still do get the ad revenue. It also shows here your estimated ad revenue is that, estimated money, monetized playbacks, it's that, playbacks based CPMs, it's that, your YouTube premium revenue. I did get some premium revenue, and so you're able to see all of these metrics, and you can see from this that my channel has consistently been monetized and consistently getting the monetization payout every month without fail. Okay, so now before I go, I'm just going to leave some simple advice to aspiring YouTubers in the third world. Okay, I don't like using the word third world, but in the global south or developing countries outside of the West. Just a few tips, tricks, and hacks from somebody. I've grown my channel organically. I'm sure you have seen, if you watch any of my videos, you see that it's really, I just get to the point in my video. Anyway, let me give you some tips. So on YouTube, do not try to copy what you think is popular or trending. Usually, the people don't actually watch those videos because they are popular, they are trending or popular. They watch them because they enjoy watching those content creators. So if you're just going to try to copy and paste from what you think is popular or trending, you are just going to end up looking like a copycat. So if you try to copy what is popular and trending, you stand a high risk of looking like a copycat. And some people are really put off by copycats, and then they will hate your channel, not because your content is bad, but because they feel that you are a bad copy of their favorite content creators and the likes. So try to be original, try to be you. If you look at TikTok has got so much originality and creativity going on. You find that you can watch multiple content creators who all have different themes, different styles, different camera issues, lighting, everything. But the main thing that drives their numbers is their uniqueness, their originality. You can do the same here on YouTube. Don't try to copy what you think is popular to try and get views in that segment. The next one is, what type of content should you create? Create content that you actually enjoy making, something you've got an interest in, you actually do enjoy making, and something you could be knowledgeable or conversant with. If you're just trying to make content based on what you believe people want to see, you might not be conversant or competent in that, and then you end up just alienating your viewership. So, I mean, there's one of my favorite channels I watch. I'll leave a link in the description. She makes content on the supernatural. She researches a lot of folklore around the world, from Davy Jones in South Africa to vampires in the UK and all these other things. And the way she just explains these things, it's like really good at it. There's one lady she just explains Excel and Microsoft Office things. She explains it so well. One other guy, the time I was using QuickBooks, he used to explain QuickBooks, and he explained it so well. So basically, all the content I watch them because the people, I don't watch them necessarily because of what they're making. I watch it because of the way they make it and the way I enjoy their telling, the way they present their content, if that makes a bit of sense. Then another thing is, you might not make money from YouTube for a long while. So you might as well go easy on the branding. A lot of times I've seen people have really invested so much in branding that they really love, and they make sure that all that branding is in your face. When the video is starting, there's that branded theme song that starts, which runs for like 6 minutes. There's that brand, it just pops up. You're just watching something to learn something or to be entertained, and then you find that it's just someone marketing themselves and their branding. So sometimes you do lose your audience. So my recommendation is, you lose your audience in the first 30 seconds or 1 minute. So get to the point in the beginning of the video, then you can play your branding and your heavily branded stuff, your outtakes, your jokes, and all that stuff afterwards. Because if you start with the branding, the jokes, the outtakes, and all, and someone is just coming to learn how to unlock their locked phone, or how to powder their face, or how to shave their own head, and it's the first minute is not talking about that, you could lose your audience as a result of that. So get to the point, give an intro or an explanation of what you're going to talk about. Then you can go heavy on the branding if you want, and the theme music and all of that stuff. Then also the theme music, sometimes, guys, I don't know if everybody, in some countries, like, everybody has a mixtape that they're trying to push out. So you find that when they are doing their content, you find that it just sort of goes off, and then you are hearing their music or their mixtape for like the longest time, and then they get back to the video. Such things really don't make sense, guys. You can play your music toward the end, you can leave your links to your music toward the end, you can talk about your music in specific videos that talk about the music. Go easy on things that potentially irritate and chase away viewers from your thing. So some other things is getting local sponsorship and sponsors. So depending on which country you're in, it's extremely difficult to, a lot of times marketers and sponsors in certain countries, they look at all the wrong metrics. They'll look at how many subscribers do you have, Though they won't look at your views or your reach or your impact. They'll just look at the number of subscribers you have. They probably have some arbitrary number in their head. They want you to have 100,000 subscribers. They won't even look at what your views are, what your audience retention is, and all. They just look at your subscriber count, and then they'll want to pay you based on that. In the early days, I did try to reach out to potential sponsors, then you realize a number of things. It just doesn't work, guys. Nowadays, some sponsors actually do come to me. There was one who had contacted me. They wanted to sponsor some of my videos. They were asking me to give them my rate card and all. And it's one of those things where I did not know my worth. So I had put in my rate card, I'd even put and there was just one thing in their terms and conditions of the contract which I did not like. So I delayed significantly in confirming anything or sending them what they requested. So their marketing head from out of the country actually came in, called me for a meeting, and when I went there, she asked me point blank, like, why haven't you signed? What exactly is that? You haven't sent your figures. Why haven't you signed? Why haven't you what's up? And then so I asked her, like, oh, I just have a few things. One, I asked, what's your offer? And the figure they gave me for per video was like 3-4 times what I had actually thought I could get. But the main reason I didn't sign their contract was they wanted me to make content exclusive to their platform. So I told them the simple truth. Their platform was great, but their platform was even greater when used in conjunction with some of their competitors' platforms, and by simply showing the audience and the market how they could maximize their numbers by using that platform to handle or you work with other platforms, they could actually drive up their numbers. And they actually did remove that exclusivity clause, and I got paid 3 to 4 times what I had actually been willing to offer. So that was also a wake-up call that creating content, even content that you think is low budget and it's expensive, guys. Creating content takes time. It costs you time, it costs you money, editing, scripting out your content, editing it out, getting the camera angles right, the lighting right, the audio right, all these things, the graphics, all these things actually cost money. And then you find that others even go the extra mile of paying for theme music and all that branding stuff. It costs money creating content, and then it's not good. Like, you have created all this content and then you go to negotiations with a corporate and then they want to pay you a song for your content and your time. So fortunately, I did realize somewhere along the way, I did realize my worth. I realized two things: that the companies that want to sponsor my content, they do reach out and they do make reasonable offers. And then two, I get a lot of business inquiries around the world based on the content that I create, which, to be very honest, some of my production values are lacking. I don't have much branding, I don't have much theme music or all that other fancy stuff, but my content does derive sales from around the world. I've had business from Ukraine, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, Lesotho, Pakistan, Democratic Republic of Congo. I did have some from Canada, Macedonia, UK, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel, and a whole host of other countries. Philippines, Sri Lanka, India. I think there was one from Bangladesh, Australia, just based on the type of content I created for a Zambian audience, explaining certain platforms. People from around the world have seen those videos, have realized that my external eye, when you're from the inside looking out and the outside looking in, you get different perspectives. So the people have seen that my perspective is different from theirs, and I would be able to solve a problem that they have had with payment platforms in their country, and usually it results in decent to lucrative sales and business. So now that brings me to the other thing about YouTube. So the thing with YouTube is that it's a global audience and its reach and appeal is massive. So if you are a BMW mechanic or a Mercedes-Benz mechanic or a Tesla mechanic in Zambia or a Toyota Prius mechanic in Zambia, and you make a video on fixing a common problem with these complex hard to fix cars, and you make a tutorial about it, I assure you that a lot of people will watch it to learn how to do it, and the vast majority would not want to risk their high-end vehicle, or they would not want to risk it by doing it themselves. They would actually want to contact you and find out where you found, can I bring my car in for a quotation, a service, or what are your rates and all that stuff. So YouTube is a free way of marketing your services, your products, your skill set. If you are a computer guy and you fix computers, and you know the most common problem in Zambia would probably be data loss when a flash disk crashes, a hard drive crashes, and all that stuff. If you are able to recover data and you make a tutorial on how you do it, the vast majority of people watching that would not kill your business. They would actually want to contact you and find out how you can do it. There will be a small minority who will do it themselves. Then there will be an even smaller minority who will be inspired by your content to go out and do the same type of business. But they won't be advertising on YouTube like you are, or they won't be out there on YouTube like you are. If you are a writer, a voiceover artist, a musician, a producer, and all of those things, and you are creating content, I know a lot of writers who have written a lot of books, and they have got manuscripts sitting at home in computers that are going to crash and all those things. It's really pointless to have all that content and be waiting for your big break. You can self-publish on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You can self-publish on all these other platforms. If you're a musician, you can actually put snippets of your music on YouTube. You play a bit of beats, you talk about it, get people to give you feedback and all. And the right audience, the right market, the right buyers would actually contact you. So if you are, you don't also need to be showing your face or things. I mean, a lot of us, we do have issues. It takes a long time, really. One of the biggest shocks in life is hearing your voice from a recording. So one of the things with technology is that it has given us greater opportunities to be listening to our voices. And I tell you that majority of people get shocked when they hear their voices for the first time. When you're hearing your voice, you're hearing it from the internal or acoustics in your head, the vibrations and reverberations there. But when you listen to it from a recording and you're like, hey, who's that guy with a funny voice? And you'll be like, wait a second, that's me. That's what happens. So that's one of the things that a lot of people don't create content that has audio. Then other people are not comfortable with their looks. They feel that you have to be wearing certain type of clothing, like shiny suits, shiny shoes. What? At the end of the day, guys, let me tell you, from somebody who makes really, really simple, basic videos and has managed to get all these numbers, just be you, do you, and the numbers will follow. Then one last point, although I've said the numbers will follow, I don't mean that the numbers will follow and you get millions of views, but the numbers will follow in that people who have a similar interest or are interested in the type of content that you're making will engage you, they'll subscribe, they'll be your regular viewers, they'll be your regular commenters and all. But you might not get the numbers. There is a lot of massive subscriber fatigue. People have subscribed to the maximum number of channels they can subscribe to. That will lead to a lot of people having fewer subscribers. A lot of people might not relate or engage with your content positively, so you might not get the numbers that you're seeking. And then other times if you even get one view, one regular subscriber, one regular viewer, one regular commenter, that's really impressive, because it means that somebody out there actually loves what you do. And it's one of the biggest confidence boosts, and one of the best things in life is when you realize that people out there, it's a lot of times you think that you are alone in this world. You're the only one who thinks a certain way, and you're the only one who enjoys certain type of movies. There's that most epic handshake in cinema history, that Dylan, you son of a, when you crack that joke, find that a couple of people just point out, hey, that's Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's there's that adrenaline rush when you engage, connect, and relate with other people from across the world, when you realize that your viewpoint, your take of things is appreciated by people from all over the place. And one other thing, making YouTube content, I used to think that the Zambian banking and financial system was backward and slow, but just making these videos and engaging with people around the world, a lot of times people from countries where I thought their systems were like, wow, they actually admire, and the positive comments they have given about the Zambian banking and financial systems have made me look at the Zambian banking and financial systems with new open eyes. And I realized that the grass is not always greener. I have been fortunate enough to have traveled based on my YouTube content and business derived from YouTube. I've traveled to South Africa, where I set up payment accounts there, and lovely country. It has issues, but lovely country. Then I also did travel to Kenya, where I did go for some related things related off of my YouTube channel, and I was able to set up the M-Pesa account, Airtel Money account, test out some payment platforms in Kenya, and it's another lovely country. It has some issues, but this is the thing, that when your eyes are opened from interacting with people around the world, you realize that no country on earth is perfect. They all have issues. Sometimes the issues are overblown by mainstream media. But when you actually go to these countries and you're actually there, you'll be like, wait a second, this is just like home. It's a great place. You test out the food and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, I am planning a trip to Nigeria later this year, and also planning one to the US and Europe, Estonia and Lithuania. Those two countries do have one of the best fintech environments and communities out there. If you do want to support that type of venture and endeavor, you can check out the link in the description, and you can chip in so that I do more travels and talk about various payment platforms from around the world. But anyway, guys, so I have spoken about my experiences as a YouTuber. When someone talks about these things, guys, it's really irritating that someone just wakes up in the morning and assumes that you are talking bull because they read they heard from someone who heard from someone else who heard from somebody else who heard from somebody else that ABCD doesn't work in your country, when someone from your own country is talking about their experiences working with those systems and all. Anyways, this has been an unscripted rant, chat, and tutorial or informative chat. I hope it has been helpful. Do let me know in the comment section, and if there's anything that I missed in this talk, please do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to make the videos in a subsequent follow-up video. But otherwise, thanks for watching, guys, and thank you all who have subscribed to my channel. Thank you all who are going to subscribe to my channel based on this video. Thank you all who are going to subscribe later on. Thanks for all the views, comments, likes, and the business that does come out every once in a while. Mulos, bye.